Sunshine Coast. Whether you grew up in Sunshine Coast region or, came here to visit in your youth before moving here more permanently, I am sure that you'll have fond memories of where we're heading for today's roam around the region. Yandina. It's a town steeped in history, but also a place that offers plenty for kids and young adults. Of course, it is hugely famous for its ginger factory, waterfalls and swimming holes, but it's also home to some newer and similarly renowned attractions like Spirit House Restaurant and Cooking School, the Farmyard at Torella Brewing and several sporting carnivals as well. Recently, Yandina has expanded with housing development along Steggles Road on the western side of the town in particular. Yandina Chamber of Commerce President Bill Gisane joins me today to lift the lid on what's going down in Gingertown. G'day, Bill.
Hello, Sarah. How are you? And g'day, listeners.
I am very good. Now, look, Bill, I've just spoken about Yandina offering something for multiple generations. Has that been a concerted effort from the community?
Absolutely. Look, I might start at the end
Sure.
first, which is part of the deal is we're promoting Yandina through a program called Visit Yandina, which has got a web page, and it's got all the bits and pieces on there that you want to know about Yandina and where it's going. And you'll see it has been a concerted effort, as I say, to let people know that, oh golly, there are so many wonderful things in Yandina. We've got our food, fashion, arts and crafts, which is, I think we must have more coffee per square metre than any place in the universe, actually. And the food's fantastic. Everyone loves, Gun Cotton, Lawn Cafe, all those famous places that dot the area, the bakery, Ginger's Cafe and so on and so forth. So people who come for the markets on Saturday morning are just amazed at how many good things there are. And that's just the start of it.
Yeah, we love Yandina. There's so much good stuff there for locals and visitors. I know there's been several housing developments in recent years. How has it been a bit of a balance, preserving the old and welcoming the new?
Look, it is. And just to put a little negative note in, we're having a bit of a battle with the developer who wants to put a service station smack bang in the middle of town, which is totally out of character. And that's going to go to court, and we're implacably opposed to it because it spoils what is a really remarkable historical town with original facades. My little shop, the framing shop in Stephen Street, is a 100-year-old butcher shop when it started. And we get people up from Brisbane and interstate who say, this is just fantastic. These are memories right in front of them, and all the businesses have taken the time and trouble to decorate their shops, decorate their facades, paint them, keep them in good nick. So it looks like a little slice of history, which is what it is.
Yeah, and we have been talking a little bit on ABC Sunshine Coast as well about the potential petrol station that's set to go in there. Where is that at the moment, Bill?
It's going to the Planning and Environment Court, and the council have negotiated with the developer to let it go through, which we're not happy about. And in spite of the best efforts of our councillor, David Law, we're not looking too promising. So we're looking at other avenues to it's not what, and this is really strange, isn't it? Because here am I representing businesses in Yandina. You'd think we'd want another one. We do want businesses in Yandina, but it's the wrong location for the wrong type of business there. We'd love to see a business there of some description, but the service station should be further out.
Yeah, I know a lot of very passionate people in Yandina about that at the moment. And look, we've been talking a bit earlier this morning as well about housing and the cost of living, particularly around places like Noosa and even Coolum. Have you found people have started looking to Yandina as a really great option to live who might not have previously?
Absolutely. Look, we're getting a lot of refugees from the more well-known parts of the Sunshine Coast and the hinterland. For all sorts of reasons. One of them is price, because as everyone knows, it's getting very, very dear to live in some of those more illustrious places on the coast and hinterland. And you can just see it's the right balance for history. It's got good shopping. You get everything you basically need to live there. Good schools, great educational facilities, great for kids to grow up. And as well as that, there's a vibrant industrial sector on the north and south and the east of town, where there's lots and lots of new industries, big ones too, where people can get a job, and they're always looking for workers there. So as a place to live, whether you've got a young family, whether you're starting out in your journey in life, or whether you're retired or looking to retire, the surrounds up in the fabulous Mount Minderee and that part of Minderee, we have so many people who've moved up there and they've got a few acres and they're living the dream. They might have been a public servant or an accountant or a professional person, and it gives them the opportunity to indulge their passion in arts and crafts, and they're right in the thick of it. So that's really led to an expansion of the arts and crafts sector in our region.
Yeah, it's really great to see the arts and craft just blossoming around Yandina at the moment. I've noticed that too.
It's fantastic. I mean, and we've got all sorts of things we're proposing. Like, when the street fair's on, we're going to look at having some our famous plein air painters are going to be out in force. So people will be able to see the arts in action, and we've got the open studios coming up. So there are oodles of lovely little studios dotted around the hinterland where people who aren't familiar with it need to get onto the Open Studios webpage and have a look and make sure they come and look at some art, see artists, talk to artists, and then sit down and have some coffee from some of those plenty of roasteries and coffee houses that we've got around the place. Or another thing, I had my daughter up from Canberra earlier in the year, and she and a partner and their little one came up, and they went to the ginger factory, and they remembered going to the ginger factory as kids, but hadn't been there for yonks, and just loved it. It's really got they've really turned it or improved it into one of the great attractions on the coast, as you mentioned. The Nutworks is over the road. They're just a fabulous business which takes you through all the macadamias and the processing, and there's so much to see in Yandina. It's just crazy.
Lots going on. And you mentioned the markets just before as well, Bill. I mean, Yandina markets really have been an institution over the years. I imagine it's changed a bit over that time too. Any new developments in that space coming up?
Look, we think so. We're talking to them now through Business Yandina, the Chamber of Commerce, about some areas of mutual benefit. So I think what you're saying is Yandina is charming and quaint, but it's also very vibrant. And when we had the markets combined with the street fair, it's just absolutely chock full of possibilities for people to enjoy this gem in the hinterland. And I guess I shouldn't leave out now our friends along the railway line, along the Blackwell Ranges up at Nambour and Palmwoods and Mumbai, Maple, and all these great little towns that have all got their particular character about them. And we're talking to them about promoting people, or promoting the idea that there's more to the Sunshine Coast than just the coast. A lot of people who visit are familiar with the wonderful beaches and the fabulous stuff that we all know about, and take the 20-minute trip inland and visit a town like Yandina, and it just opens up a whole new world.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for taking us on a little tour this morning, Bill. Really appreciate
it.
Well,
thank you, Sarah. Yeah, no, look up, type visit Yandina, and look up our webpage, look up our social pages, and it'll really open things up. And let me leave you with one little thought. When you look at a map, because obviously we're on the headwaters of the Maroochy River, you'll notice that the north and the south arms of the river join, and when you look at it from above, it spells a big Y for Yandina, which means to go by foot.
There you go, Bill.
There you go.
Learning things this morning. Thank you so much for the chat.
Thank you very much.
Bill Gassane there, Yandina Chamber of